In today's episode of Sapta Reviews, I'll be showing you 20 amazing web designs to get you inspired. From e-commerce stores to portfolio websites, business sites, health tech, and even restaurants and cafes. We'll be looking at various categories. But the best part about all this is that all these websites have been created on one single platform. And that is Wix Studio, which is an intuitive, advanced end-to-end web platform for professionals. It combines AI power with design flexibility to bring your vision to life. You can get ready-to-use design libraries to maintain consistency, an integrated CMS that speeds up everything, awesome no-code animations with options for scroll, loop, click, hover, and more, custom CSS for complete creative control, and even team collaboration tools for efficient work. Either I'm dreaming or this tool is actually insane. This video is going to be very insightful, so keep watching till the end. Let's get started right away. So here's our first website. It's called a Cosmic Scroll Journey. So this website has no other purpose. It's not trying to sell you or tell you about something. It is just a journey. You keep scrolling and you enjoy a cosmic journey across outer space, and it's quite evident from this astronaut that you see, which is levitating. The magic starts happening when you start scrolling, and you will see this astronaut going in the middle of the clouds, and it talks about space meets design. So this is actually made by a designer who is defining how space could be. It just brings in different kinds of Earth, globe, with that Milky Way picture behind, which is moving up as you scroll. And I'm just scrolling as in when we see, and it loads some text to create a captivating web experience that takes users on an immersive journey beyond their imagination. So this website itself is a journey. Like I said, it has no other purpose that way. Yeah, it talks about some of the planets, some craters, some more text. And here's the interesting part. This person, this designer, has actually spoken about his or her process as well. It says 1034 brain waves about, and then 2 hours of playing around with wireframes, 54 animations, and also 25 cups of coffee that the person has consumed. And look at the attention to details. All these numbers that you see, if I zoom in, you will see behind it, there is an animation of the Milky Way galaxy as if you are going into it. So attention to details is on point. And then, it says, and finally, it all started to come together. So if you look at it, this is actually the portfolio of this person itself, because this person has first shown what they can do with this tool by creating such an amazing website, and also speaks about the process, like what the person was thinking, how did they come up, how many iterations did they make, and eventually creating this. So this feels like a great portfolio, which itself is the evidence of their capability, which is a designer and also a Wix website developer. Wonderful stuff. Let's go to the next one. It says Mouse Parallax Goes to Wonderland. Again, it looks like one of those fun websites again. So the mouse cursor has got this yellow blob and it says move. So as I move the cursor, you would see the things are kind of moving around it. If you don't know where you are going, any road will get you there, right? So again, it's very similar to the previous website, but as you keep scrolling, it's more of a little fun and retro sort of thing, something like cuttings out of a magazine which is pasted together, but then everything is animating and moving a bit, right? And like again I said, this doesn't have any function just like the previous one, but this itself is an evidence of what the creator of this website can build. And it just feels like it says chapter 8. It feels like some quotes taken out of a fairy tale. Of course, fairy tale, because these cards are humans. And here also, when I move the mouse, these individuals, these characters are moving. And not just that, they're moving. If you see, their legs are also moving, and so does their body. So this is beautifully done. It's a beautiful display of craft of designing as well as building it on Wix Studio. Oh, look at this cat. The same effect is being used everywhere. Nicely designed. And it just ends out here. It ends with a message which says, change your socks, add mouse parallax today. So yeah, this is about what you can do with a mouse parallax. So if you want some inspiration, this is the website you should go to. Let's quickly go to the next one. This one says crawling into the future with 80s vibes. So it is about 80s vibes. Again, a scroll through website, but it tries to capture the 80s vibes. I already see this desktop which says no signal. Okay, let's keep scrolling. Again, the mouse, it has some parallax. And then as I scroll, this MTV logo comes up. Let me know in the comments if you know what MTV is and if you have watched a real MTV on a real TV. I'm a millennial. I did. So if you have done, just let me know in the comments. And as you keep scrolling, you will see different nostalgic stuff, which is about the 80s just comes up. Minesweeper. That's the game still exists. Compact disc, normal mobile phone, Pac-Man game, and so many other things. Again, this is a journey, just like the first two websites, more like the first one. The first one took you on a journey of an outer space. This one is taking you through the journey of how 80s internet world was, Microsoft Paint and these mobile phones and then televisions and all of them. Now, where could you get inspired from is, since these are all scroll, they're telling a story as you scroll. So it's a great storytelling mechanism. You can tell your story or the story of the work that you have done using this wonderful, innovative way. All right, let's go to the next one. This is a serious portfolio website. It's by I am dark mode designer to hire. Okay, probably looks like this is a website of this person. Now, as I move the mouse, this text kind of, bends and goes into different directions. Interesting. And it's fully black and white and grayscale, which something I like, but let's see what else is happening out there. So, when I scroll, the hero section just goes up and there's a hire me button, and also this thing, it looks like some sort of a more button. Let's see what's there inside. Okay, all right. It's a nice looking menu, but it takes too long to open. If you look at it, I click on this one, and after that, it takes a good 2 seconds to populate that menu. Not a great stuff, but it looks good regardless. Now, I don't know if the delay was deliberate or is it some performance issue. I don't think it's performance, because it looks like it was a deliberate delay that was added. Home, work with a Q, and colors. Okay, these are like 3 different sections. Let's scroll and see. Okay, impactful design. So it just talks about, bold typography and says that this person probably does impactful design. Is the design that works. So this person is into impactful design, and impactful design is a design that works. And when you reach here, you'll see the astronaut walking past, which says that, okay, the astronaut is at work and his design also works. And it talks about some of the brands that this person might have worked with. Okay, some big names out there, but this drop shadow was probably not needed, but still it's good. And then this website is all about text animation. Then there's a section says what I do, and there is a globe that's spinning out there. I design and develop. You see, all these websites which are well designed and fancily made websites are usually people who design as well as develop. And since this was made in Wix Studio, you don't really have to write code to develop. You can still develop websites just like this person, right? Helping my clients to achieve their dreams, right? Okay, so all these are, as you keep scrolling, it tells a story. Now, what I love about this website is, yes, it does make a statement by using bold typography and bold black colors, and it's a great use of typography in this grayscale tone. It looks modern, it feels cool, and at the same time, it captures the designer vibes as well. Oh wow, I love this part. As you scroll up, although it's just the star symbol that is moving, but it feels like the rocket is kind of launching, because the star moves over it, and it perfectly aligns with the exhaust of this image which is out there. So it is just a static image and a cutout which is just scrolling on top of it. Like, brilliantly executed, I would say. Great stuff. All right, let's go to the next one. So this one is called Pixel Space. This starts like a normal website with navigation at the top, but this starts with a video. It starts with a video, an animation video, more like a showreel of this person. I believe this person is also a designer. See, all cool stuff are built by designers. And here, it's a showreel. Now, this is a good way to start, but if you look at this design, you will see that the heavy lifting is done by the video itself. It's not really the website in the first half, but it's just the video. The video is so damn good that putting just the video on the first half is working. So, if you want to adopt a design like this, make sure you make a great looking showreel or this video as you see out here. As you scroll, the text is, like lighting up. The text is already present. It helps you focus on each and every word that is coming up. Like, this sort of thing works when the amount of text is less. Doesn't quite work if the amount of text is so much. Now, if I look at this, it's 4 lines of text. I would personally have preferred lesser text than this, but okay, this just worked. I could read it, so no complaints. then is the project section. So in the project section, these projects are floating. Now this looks great, but what I don't like so much about it is, whenever I stop like this, these all are projects which are clickable. I can click on them and read, but at times there's a bit of overlap, you see. Now in this state, if I want to see what this is, I'll have to scroll up and down to read that it's interior design, because there's a bit of overlap. Okay, I can make this effort and do, but if I were to adopt a similar direction for my website, I would probably not make them overlapping like this. Yeah, but the parallax is cool, no doubts about it. Yeah, the same thing continues. These are the projects followed by the main services. So these are the services which they provide, right? So it just calls out clearly the entire vibe of it, like taking the entire space, large call to actions. If you see, this could have been just one line of text, but they chose to take the entire space and make a rectangle around it. So it just gives it a different character, because all things are kind of big, if you see, right? Giant text and a giant text everywhere inside the video, even after that. So they just carried it forward and used it in the list of services as well. And these are clients. Again, everything is, as you scroll vertical, things happen, right? Like this is nice. It just some stray boxes come together and makes this nicely aligned bento box, so which is good. All right, let's go to the next one. This is another website, portfolio website, looks like it. It's by Nasir. It's from someone like Nasir. So this text looks like an inflated balloon with this skull at the top, and this has a bit of retro vibes to it, right? Look at the colors, the black and some neon colors like pink and yellow on top of it, and also these hard cut things. These are retro, but these are coming back because you see Figma config also uses a similar design language, although this has a little more of, I don't know, evil vibes, but it looks cool regardless, right? And here they've carried forward the design style. It like all hard corners, and then outlines. The outlines are kind of getting carried forward here as well. And then it talks about my services, and there is this 3D bird which is just fluttering its wings on top of it. At first I thought I could interact with it, but no, it's a static thing. It is just moving here and there. Cool regardless. And yeah, again, bold colors, with this cutout and watercolor sort of style which is used out there. It is going very well with the vibes which is already captured. But I'll have to be frank here. The header section is good, but I personally like these sections more. I think they're a lot more vibrant, and this captures the entire look of it much better than the top part, which just has the name of the person, right? Again, this is a video, and followed by how can you contact, whether you want to contact this person for single project or a monthly retainer basis. Now the great part is the same style has been carried forward across the entire website. And towards the end, there's a section says back to top with a skeleton hand. Now let's see what happens when I click this, and it'll probably go up. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So, this entire website has a very different sort of vibes. It's definitely quirky, definitely tries to capture some horror aspects if I put, but overall captures the vibes really well. Again, displays the person's graphic design ability and branding abilities, because the person was able to brand his website so well using a particular style, which means that if client hires them, he or she would be able to do that for the client as well. Great stuff there. Let's move to the next one. This one is a little more professional and serious compared to the first one that we had. It just starts with a simple text which says, where passionate storytelling meets creative expertise. Now this is an interesting choice of typography, and it has these circles behind. First when I looked at it, it made me feel, is this the golden ratio thing? No, it's not. It is just one circle, and it is divided into sections. I don't think it's the golden ratio. No, it's not. And when you start scrolling, this text kind of moves away to make space for other things, right? So these are selected work. So again, even this takes the same direction, where the entire width is taken with giant text to talk about the selected work or projects. And as you hover over them, it just opens up another section which you can click and pick. Now, what I don't like about this is some amount of usability. For example, this Matteo project, if I hover over this, it opens up a card which goes beyond that horizontal section that was reserved for Matteo, which means that even though I see this entire card, and if I attempt to click here, it'll go away because the hover area was not defined that way. So why open a big card? And if you open a big card, you might have as well carried forward that hover over this section as well. But other than that, the treatment is definitely good, and they've used a non-linear sort of thing. It is neither left aligned nor right aligned nor center aligned. Normally I would say do not mix style like this, but this is giving a nice organic flow to it. The goodness about this is there is no particular way or rule that has been followed, and that itself is the rule out here. So since there is nothing else that disturbs this sort of arrangement, this haphazard non-linear arrangement is working well, and I think it could have also worked brilliantly well had everything been left aligned or center aligned, but the designer chose to have it this way. There's also a view all button. Clicking on it, these are the other work. All right, got it. Let me just go back. And after this, again, another section, we design and implement memorable brand identities and educate. Okay, all right, and it just ends. Now, what is interesting about this is you would see this is a pure typographic website. There is no images anywhere. In fact, very minimal icons as well. In fact, if you see this, the brand, strategy, and digital and print, what you see on the corners of these boxes, other than these four, there are no icons as well. So it's a purely made with text. Not easy to pull off, but it can only be done when you use beautiful typography. And I think with this set of typography, this set of treatment, they have done a great job, and it captures a very mature vibe, unlike the very young and vibrant in the previous one. All right, so here's the next one. This one says one bellot. It says luxury in every moment. Now, when I look at it, it's again has a video, very simple website with a start planning button on the top left, a menu on the right, the logo on the top, and luxury in every moment in the center. And there is a video that is playing in the background. Similar to one of the things that we have seen in the past, one of the portfolio websites, the heavy lifting of this website, the first one, is being done by this video. The video is beautiful and it captures luxury, whatever is being called out here, very well, and that's the reason it is doing the job. So if you again want to adopt it, I'm repeating, make sure your video is great. Otherwise, this can just kill the entire vibes of your website. So let's scroll down and see. Again, this has a very matured and luxurious vibes. You will see the serif fonts used out here, paired with sans serif body with imagery which just shows very conservative layout. Now, at times you don't have to do a lot of fancy things to make something look good. This one eludes luxury. This is not for a 20-year-old kid who's right out of college. This is probably for a 30-40-year-old who has achieved a lot in life and probably wants to get a luxury vacation. All this watermark of their logo that you see out here, it beautifully captures the vibes. Right, same out here, nothing fancy, nothing extraordinary happening, but elegant and beautiful regardless. So you see how this, without any animation, without any parallax or anything, still does a beautiful job. All right, let's go to another one, and this one is very different from the previous one that we see, and there is a text which is rotating, and I can drag with my mouse as well, but unfortunately I am not able to read what that is. Probably it says change the game. Yeah, I think it says change the game. Does it say change the game, or is it something else? Let me know in the comments. I think it says change the game, but it is fully flat, so there is no shadow or anything in this, and that's why I'm finding it difficult to read what it is. Now, if that's what the intent is, that you people will just keep guessing what it is, then it is fine. But if you really want people to read, maybe this is not the right choice of font. But I think it is the former. They want the people to keep guessing what this is. Change the game is what my guess is. Okay, again, this feels like a very young and vibrant stuff, targeted to younger audience, probably an artist. Yes, it is. It says work, and it says art, design, clothing, creativity, mindfulness. So yes, this looks like street art. Yeah, very vibrant and colorful artwork. And I can imagine how good this will look on posters or t-shirts. Yeah, there are some examples. In fact, that's all the website is. It has a header section which has this text which is not readable, but then it's followed by just an array of the different artwork this person has made. No nonsense stuff, right? And that's what I think the statement that he's trying to make, right? All right, I've written something out here. You're not able to read, doesn't matter. My work will do the talking, and the work is indeed wonderful. These are great artwork. So again, if you want to do something like this, make sure you have the work like this. Something extraordinary to make it up, right? All right, great stuff. Let's go to the next one. So this one is again elegant, and this one is in Is it French or no? I think it is Spanish, or it's Spanish. It says Espanol. I'll change it to English just to see. Yes, that's it. It says La Bonnie. It looks like this is the website of a restaurant. And again, you see this is a clean new website with modern typography, but the imagery that you see out here are all retro. In fact, these looks like cutouts from old magazines, and they're put that way. So it's a nice mix of modern with a touch of retro stuff. So it gives me a feeling that this is a modern restaurant serving modern food, but maybe with retro vibes and retro interiors. Okay, that's what my guess is. And there is an envelope which says contact us. This is a button, right? Very unusual, very creative button, I would say. So it's rectangle, so you hover over it and it says contact us and you can click on it. Again, old school vibes, because back then there were no emails and all, so it was just envelope. All right. About us, okay, it is more of a straightforward thing. Our solutions, okay, rest of the website is pretty plain. I wouldn't say it's bad, it does the work. Again, it's carrying forward those book pages or the notebook scrape sort of thing, like the torn paper edges with this paper clips and all, which just talks about what our clients say. These are their clients and the team. These are the people behind them. And once again, the contact us button. That's about it. It's very simple out there, but the header section is beautiful, simple yet elegant. All right, let's go to the next one. This one says Boathouse, big moments for disruptive brand. Again, there's a video that is going on in the background. You saw it just animated and went in. Same thing. If your video is great, you can take a call like this. If your video isn't great, please don't take. All right, let's scroll. And it starts with some great brands that they have worked with, starting with Apple, Victoria's Secret, Marriott, Netflix, Trustpilot, all great brands. So yes, if you've worked with brands like this, talk about them. That's what we would learn from here. And here at the corner, there's also a menu, right? Okay, it's like the front page, but the bottom right corner. So when you click on it, it just opens up this hamburger menu, which has case studies and contact us. Quite an unnatural place for having a hamburger, but okay, I spotted it, so I guess other people would as well. Sure, it is largely typography and videos which is doing the heavy lifting, right? And yeah, since the video has light sections as well, the white text readability is a bit questionable, but since the background is dynamic, that is, things are constantly moving with various colors, maybe it is still readable. It talks about their process, their strategy. Again, this looks like it's a website of an agency, and they're telling about what their process is. And there is also this floating case studies button. So at any point of time, you could click on this case studies and probably read about them, right? Again, it's a scroll thing, lots of magic happening in one scroll, which essentially talks about their story. Okay. All right, let's click on case studies and see what happens. I've clicked. And okay, it just opens up the various brands that you have seen, and you can click on it and go read about their case study. Let's see, okay, what Apple work they have done. I'm just curious. Farm Time. Okay. Is this a show on Apple TV Plus? Okay, all right. This is a show which is made by the characters of The Office. Interesting. Is that what it is? The performance brand campaign. All right. Like, this looks like some interesting work that they have done for Apple. Okay. This looks like a big shot agency, man. Okay, so great stuff that they have done out here. But more than the website, I think it is their work that speaks and their clientele that speaks the most. All right, so here is the next one. So this is again a personal website of a designer, multidisciplinary designer. And here at the top right, there is a menu and then there's a dice. Now, when I first landed into this website, I just felt that this red is not the right color to be used on blue. The contrast isn't enough. In fact, it creates some sort of a bleeding. It hurts your eye when you read. But then I realized that this dice, as you keep clicking, the color combination changes. Whereas some of them are really good to look at, like this one or this one. Some of them are really questionable. This red on green. No, it's not. Or maybe it's a deliberate way because the rest of the website is designed pretty well. So why would a designer as good as this person make this mistake? So maybe it's not a mistake, maybe it is deliberate, or maybe it's a mistake. I don't know. You tell me in the comments. So as you scroll further, you would see again similar approach. Looks like a lot of designers are taking up this entire space and just having textual details about their projects. These are their work. And here this person has taken another interesting another interesting approach, which is this is otherwise the text is written in a sans serif font, but when you hover, the font changes to a serif font and italics. Interesting approach. I've never seen like this before, but I think it just works. And that serif plus sans serif approach is being taken here as well. You see, these are branding. Now they put it this way, not the ideal one, but works for smaller words or text like branding. Had it been a long sentence, then tilting your head and reading it might not have been comfortable. But since this is just one word, it's okay. Although I would have preferred it turning in the other direction, because I kind of feel that reading it this way is easier than that. But anyways, I'm not complaining. And here also you would see it's a mix of sans serif and serif. So brand is in serif and ing is in sans serif. So I think maybe that's the vibes that she or he trying to Maya. I'm assuming it's a she. So she's trying to pick up. All right. And then these are the web design that this person has done. You know, these are nothing but the list of sex toys. She made a website for sex toys. Okay, all right. So these are all the work. I also do art. Is it art? Yeah, it looks like an art. And this is a dinosaur, is it? Okay, all right. I take nice pictures, a graduation project. So these are the different stuff that the person has done. Again, a mix of a lot of things, you know, talks about UX project, lots of graphic design project, talks about hobbies like I love my camera and all. Not an ideal thing for a portfolio, but then I think more than a portfolio, this is a personal website. So the person talks about everything this person is into. And maybe, you know, there could be a subsection, like if she's applying for a branding job, then she might just take that section, could be a different link, you know, www.marylane.com/branding, and that could be the link that they share. But otherwise, okay, interestingly done, I would say. All right, let's go to the next one. It says Pragya. Okay, so it's by Pragya Bahuguna. Sounds like an Indian name, isn't it? So maybe it belongs to an Indian. So again here, this has a very retro movie VFS tape, VHS tape, is it? Yeah, see, I'm bad at that. So it has those videotape sort of vibes here. You see the background, that video, it's nothing but those white noise that you would see in those old video tapes. And these are the projects this person has worked on, right? Chicken Bob, Tyke, Grind, Ohm, and all of them, right? And the interesting part is all these projects, yeah, most of these projects carry the same sort of vibes in the cover as well. So when I hover on this, it opens up. It shows a poster, which is probably, you know, a preview of that. But, you know, this app, this Ohm app and this Tyke app, it's kind of a, you know, not sitting with the rest of the vibes, but okay, I'm not complaining. But one thing that I feel could have been better is, so here it's Netflix. So when I hover on it, and if I click on it, at first I felt that nothing was actually happening, because the other way is you hover on it and this thing opens up. And then, you know, you can click on this. Okay, I don't know what value this read more is adding out here, but I think that's the thing. If you click on read more, it immediately loads. Yeah, it just opens up. So navigation is a bit hit and miss, because clicking on here opens this, whereas clicking on this read more opens something else. Okay, all right, let's not get there. But that's where the website ends. It's just a one single fold. It's actually a great thing to do, because, you know, you don't really have to scroll or do anything. It's just one fold which takes care of everything. But of course, you're missing out on writing details about it. But the vibes that this person has picked up, I think it works. More than the website design itself, I really like the graphic design and the art direction that this person has done out there. All right, let's go to the next one. This one is again belongs to, looks like some designer, and this is again a scroll sort of thing. So you keep scrolling and you keep seeing different things. You know, you're just scrolling and you're consuming. So this is these are the different work that this person has done. It's Samsung, Bixby, and then some maybe packaging design. Yeah, it just, you know, a list of projects which are going on, and they've taken the entire width of space for taking up this, for having this cover images of these projects. Now again, if you see, each of these cover images are beautifully designed. Like this one is an array of this packaging, or this one, you know, is nicely graphic design. Person could take the direction of having these big images, but if you take big images and if your images are not good, it's not going to work in your favor. I think you need to know that. So yeah, it is just a list of all this work, selected work out there, followed by see all work, which is, you know, it would just open up. And there's also a logo folio, maybe all the logos this person has designed out there. And that's it. It's a fairly simple website with a hamburger on the top right like this, which talks about, work, services, and contact, LinkedIn and Instagram. So yeah, pretty good and simple. and clean website. All right, let's have a look at another one. Again, this one feels like a website which the header section is fully typography. It says, hey, I'm Ronnie and I'm truly excited about my, and these things are animating, and the mouse pointer, if you see, is like that of a smiley. It's a smiley. So it's a cute little thing. And what are these? These are the different work that this person has done. But then why are the links at the top? I don't understand why they're at the top. Maybe those are the work, but then, without any reference, it just feels like, hey, what am I looking at? Yeah, these are indeed work, brand design, packaging design, which the person has done. Let's see if this is repeated, because this is missable. This is missable, right? Let's see. It scrolls with, okay, the same things are repeating. Waka, see the waka is again repeating out here. So this is the waka, and then it's the Delhi. Yeah, the same things are again appearing. It's just scrolling on top of each other. And then there are more work. So this person has taken the book leaf sort of an approach, editorial, like it is mentioned. So it's a leaf of a book, and each of this leaf is nothing but each of the projects which are also listed here, although I don't understand what it is, but it looks clean for sure. Another example of how you can make something look good with just typography. If you look at this, it is just the size and the font style that this person has chosen, which still makes it look good, even though there are no icons, no images, nothing on this first fold. So great stuff out there. Yep, that's where it ends. Let's quickly go to the next one. So this is a website of a company. It's called Bodegi Consulting, Data Science for Business. Now, the moment I start, this thing is interactive. So I can click on it, and when I click, it just releases some nodes out there, and this abstract pattern is just growing, as in when I click in this, right? So this is a nice thing that you can play around with. And since it's about data science for business, probably it is symbolic that there's so much of data and they crunch and make meaningful information out of it. Maybe that's what they're symbolizing it. And as you keep scrolling, this is a no-nonsense business website. It's like a typical what the kind of content you would see in an MNC. But again, it is not boring because it has those interesting bits which makes it look good and stand out, and while maintaining the serious and the professional side of their company, right? So yeah, in spite of that, they have done some scroll animations as well. And this is a great example if you are building something, or if you are a serious business, which is catered to B2B or something. So you could get a lot of inspiration from this one. Let's look at this one. Now, this one is very different from the previous one that you see. So see how contrasting these are. It says Doppel Press Printing Studio. So this is a risograph printing studio. I already love this illustration. I think this thing is really, really cute. And throughout, everything just matches. This choice of this fonts, this illustration style, the colors, the shapes which are used out here is brilliantly used, and everything kind of goes with each other. It has this pop art sort of vibes to it. The colors looks very young, looks very modern with a hint of touch of retroness. But like I said, that retro is coming back again. You see those hard outlines. Okay, these would make wonderful stickers. You can print them out, and it says soy inks. It just maybe talks about some of the projects that they have worked on. Prepping your print. So it is actually talking about what are the different kind of prints that are available. And this one is the Microsoft Clippy. This used to be present on Office XP, pretty old stuff. Microsoft Word and all if you would use. So they have made a illustration of that Clippy as well. And these look like the work that they have done. Again, very, very nice, colorful and vibrant, perfect for a design agency if you have one. And they also have this menu out here. So in the menu, it's a smiley. It looks like these are the eyes and this is the face or the mouth. And it has home, print, shop, design, blog, and contact. Refreshing new design, refreshing. Again, not a lot of fancy stuff happening, but great design, great design. I think you can pick a lot of inspiration around color, around visual style, illustration styles, and typography from this website. Great reference here. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. It's called the Foresta, Savor the Freshness. So it looks like this is a website of a restaurant. Yes, it is. And is it Italian restaurant? Let's have a look. Pizzas and all, and the green color is kind of giving it away. So again, it's a simple website, starts with a logo, with some imagery, and it says order online and book a table. Yeah, I mean, ideally this could have been at the top if they're important, but okay, I think they're just telling you what is available out here, right? And these cards are stacking one after another, helping you to read each and every USP, fresh produce, locally sourced. It's one of the USP or unique selling proposition. Then culinary delights, fresh flavor. So it's letting you read one after another the 3 USPs that is had. This approach is actually nice. So as you keep scrolling, it's almost like you're taking a stroll down their restaurant and they're telling you one thing after another. So that's the goodness about all the scroll-driven websites. Yeah, again, good imagery. You can see their menu. It says order now, find a table, which is repeating again. And that's the end of it. Now it's again a simple website, but it is not very standard. They have picked up some non-standard stuff which still makes it unique, with an option to order online and book a table. And it's a great use of colors. This shade of pale yellow along with this green is a great combination, and it goes well with food because food is mostly orange and maybe green, and it complements right with the shade of green. So the warm tones of food and this green is going pretty well. So typography and color, I think that's the 2 main reasons what is making it nice. And of course this pattern that they have made, okay, although it is not repeated in many other places, although this font is kind of like that. If you look at this choice of typography, it has those curved edges and also the sharp edges. So I think this pattern that you see is kind of in the same family as this font of the logo itself. So yeah, they've carried it forward that way. All right, let's see the next one. It says Genshi. Now I love their logo. It is not just a great use of typography, but also the way this H and N is getting combined. Now you may say, hey, it affects readability, but I think it is smart. And then they use this glitter symbol along here. It says Genshi. Let's see what this is about. You've got dreams, we have got direction. So it looks like this is some initiative for women or by women, because I see she out here and it says you've got dreams, we have got direction. So if you've got dreams, maybe they can help you achieve some of those things, right? Generation She, that's what they're calling out. Yes, I see some pictures of women. Yes, community of exceptional female talent. My guess was right. So this section did the right job. The name as well as this hero text that they've written, it actually made me understand what it is. So good copywriting out there, creative stuff. And again, this is a podcast and there's rotating stuff, which makes me feel that some sort of a record is rotating. So yeah, you can listen to music or podcasts as the case here it is. And what are these? We have partnered with some pretty great companies. Okay, they could have used logos, but they've chosen to use just the text. But why is like Google and this thing colored and everything else is like black? None of these are links though, so I don't know why. So the website is pretty short, but okay, okay, and after that we have who are we, and it has a pictures of the people who are involved. Okay, that was not the end of the website, and what we believe in, we have wave of new leaders arrive and they are Gen Z women. So it is about Gen Z, and that's why I think some of these funky shapes and all which they have used. So this is a timeline. So what we have been up to. I like this section because it talks about, since this is an organization and they do maybe events and meetups for women, it just says what they have done so far. Starting with in Snapchat HQ, they might have done something and then something had lived. So as you scroll, you keep seeing what they have done. It's like a timeline. And yeah, these are some snippets maybe from social media, what people might have been talking about. So yeah, overall, it's a nice website. All right, so here's the last one. This is a coffee website. How could I do a review without a coffee website? All right, so here, the good part is if you refresh the website, that is when the website loads, you'll see the packet first loads and these leaves kind of come from behind. I think that's a nice touch. So if you're loading this website, you will see those leaves kind of blooming behind the packet. Nice choice of colors for coffee, right? The brown, the shades of brown, light and dark, for the buttons as well as the text. I think that's a smart choice. And the color green is bringing that freshness which this otherwise monotonous brown website deserves. So this green and brown combination is going really well. And on top of this, they have got some beautiful branding and design going on these packets. Honestly, I think I love the designs of these packets, the artwork of these coffee packets more than the website itself. But they've done a good job regardless to capture similar vibes of coffee in the website. So lots of coffee beans, and as you keep scrolling, there's again a nice looking coffee roasting video. Elevate your senses. It says, when you see those coffee being roasted, you naturally start smelling them even though you're just watching a video, because it's so relatable that way. Yeah, these are some machines, capsules and stuff which they sell. Rest of it is pretty straightforward. There's nothing much, but this header section is definitely special. But what stood out for me are these packet designs. Alright, those were my top picks from Wix Studios that straight up impressed me. Check the link in the description to make your own website on Wix Studio, and if you need an in-depth tutorial for that, I've made a video on that too. You can check it out here. And if you're planning to start your UI UX journey, make sure to check out this video. This is Sapta signing off. See you all in the next one.